Okay guys, it's here. After literally 13 years of development hell, Universal is finally going to attempt to redeem itself with two crappy Jurassic Park sequels. Jurassic World is here. Now when I say now that's important here, was super hyped when I first heard about the production of this movie. The director Colin Trevorrow debuted with the fantabulous Safety Not Guaranteed that balanced its tone perfectly between humour and drama.
Do you sell guns here?
What kind of guns?
I don't know. Something sexy and affordable with killing power.
This handing of the reins to a much younger filmmaker was a pretty nifty move on Spielberg's part, as he was part of a new wave of young directors himself. I'm also looking forward to seeing what a fresh pair of eyes can do for the franchise, rather than a tired, old pair. Plus it's got Man of the Hour Chris Pratt, which is always a good crowd puller after Guardians and Lego. And as in Jurassic Park's franchise's roots, the series is very much about special effects, and it'd be nice to see what they can do now with dinosaurs. Right, so immediately things we see of note in the trailer is that I wanted a private screening because Judy Greer is in it.
Yes, there absolutely will be a margarita in my mouth. Spring break! Woo!
We finally get to see sea creatures, no they are not called sea dinosaurs, work their way into the franchise. More footage of the obvious in-your-face gadget of the movie, the gyrospheres. Raptors riding with Chris Pratt, and not much else really. They're playing it very close to the chest and I like that. There are always more trailers and I hope we get to see the wider cast and maybe another action scene with another dinosaur. Possibly a carnivorous one. Hey, at least there's guns in this one, from the looks of it. Speaking of carnivores, the main plot point I've neglected thus far to mention has been because I'm struggling to get behind it really. It's happening again. The bad Jurassic Park feeling. No, Sam, stay positive. I mean, what fan wasn't desperate for the new film to feature a new multiple hybrid killer monster dinosaur? Yay, not real science, just mumbo jumbo.
This is bullshit.
Now, from what I've heard from not the gossip sites online, is that it's a mixture of 3 dinosaurs and a cuttlefish. Maybe it's the commonly known evil nature of the cuttlefish that is the source for this monster's heightened aggression. The topics of genetics and cloning are ever controversial today as they were when the first film came out. So I'm hoping for a gritty man playing God parable like the first, or whatever else the director might have to say. It simply means we may get well, I won't spoil it, but if you know anything about cuttlefish, then you'll know what this dino's gimmick is, and you'll know why it's lame. I hope they don't rely on this creature, and I hope we get to see some other beasties in other set pieces throughout the film. Now another thing floating around the rumour mill, and something we'll probably see soon in future trailers and magazines, is that the dinosaurs, importantly the raptors, have been tamed and trained. This explains this bit at the end. So if this is true, and that's all they do in terms of the velociraptors in this film, well then it would be pretty, gargantuanly weak. But I think / hope that the filmmakers know what we want, and that they won't wimp out, and the raptors' intellect may result in them turning on the humans at the right moment, or anything that involves them jacking Jackson.
Oh, Mr. Arnold.
It's interesting, how the movie itself is about the rebranding and reselling of the park, which is essentially what Universal is doing, isn't it? Repackaging an older concept but modernising it for future audiences to make a quick buck, and it seems like as close as they can to a remake without actually remaking it, which again is reflected in the imagery of the film. I wonder if more elements of the film will be this subversive or perhaps even critical. Spielberg himself is never shy away to make a point if he has one, so I'm interested to see what the One Direction generation Jurassic film has to say. The film will inevitably, as all pseudo-reboots do, attempt to copy the best parts of the film. And from what we've seen so far, we have kids without parents, 2 young sexy dino experts in different fields, except these 2 are younger and sexier. We're back to the open classic Jurassic Park landscape, as opposed to the forest of the second and the jungle of the third. And we have a working park with labs and things and an upbeat tone, something this franchise has lacked since 1993. Also, I'm loving this Hammond statue. With Attenborough's recent death, this is very fitting and a nice touching nod for us fans. But I'm not going to give this movie super high expectations, and it really shouldn't have that pressure. Yes, I want people to be excited enough to go see the film, but in all honesty, I'm not holding out for a miracle. Trevorrow's first film was great, but big studio affairs are a different beast entirely, so again, all I want from it is just to be better than the last two. Doesn't have to be as good as the first, no one's saying that. What, I'm going to hold some newcomer up to the standard of Spielberg in his prime? Hell no. Just do the following and everything should be alright on the night. Don't crap on the T-Rex. Seriously, damage control needs to be done here. Don't screw up the raptors. Make sure they're scary at least once. Don't pull back on the violence. I think this is important because I'm a desensitized old man. Teach us something new about dinosaurs. It's been 14 years, I'm sure something's happened by now. Give us likeable characters with memorable dialogue. Don't over-rely on CGI. I mean, seriously, like we haven't seen a single animatronic shot yet. That should be included in the next trailer. Also, give us a new favourite real dinosaur. And have a raunchy and graphic sex scene with lead Bryce Dallas Howard. So yeah, this film has the potential to be really shit, but all films do. And when you think about it, it's really standing to be next year's Godzilla, i.e. the second film of a young independent filmmaker with a hit debut, taking on a huge worldwide franchise that in turn makes a film that was destined not to quite hit the mark due to godlike expectations. Which is weird when you consider all of this stuff.